So you want to drop your first nuke ever in Black Ops 3 on like year 56. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know now, ain't no hope for you. You ain't getting no type of nuke. So go ahead. Nah, I'm playing. Don't click off the video. Do not click off. I got you. I got the real tips and tricks for y'all boys now. I can tell you how to really drop a nuke. Ain't no phony stuff around here. I got the heat for y'all. If you use all these tips and tricks exactly how they're presented to you, you will be able to drop nukes. Whether that's your first nuke or you just trying to rack up your nukes and just get up there. This is how this is basically going to go. I'm gonna go from the most important to the least important of the tricks and tips. So tip number 1, you need to know the spawns. You need to know the spawns, and you need to know when the spawns flip. You need to know how to read the map. This is basically what you need to know. I'm gonna put y'all on game. All right, so this is how I learned the spawns. You have to like watch. If your teammates are getting smoked, I'm gonna basically try and put some stuff up on the screen so it can make y'all understand it better. Say if you all alone on one side of the map, and then your teammates are on the other side, and they just smoking them. You gotta watch the kill feed. It works hand to hand. It works hand in hand. If the teammates are smoking all the people over there, they're most likely gonna spawn behind you, because it's less people on your side than over there. Well, it's less of your team, I should say. So they're gonna spawn there. And also, if teammates are getting smoked, just watch where the teammate spawns. Watch where the teammate spawns at. Wherever the teammate spawns, the enemy not gonna spawn there unless the game about broke, which happens sometimes. But that means that if you get smoked like that, it ain't on you. You ain't trash. It didn't happen to the best of us. So watch where the teammates spawn. If you notice none of the teammates dying, watch where you're at. Where are you positioned? Where's your team positioned on the map? And you also need to know these spawns on every map, because you don't know what map you're gonna ever get into. You don't know what map you're gonna get into. So you need to know the spawns of every map. You need to know where they're spawning. That's the first step. You need to figure out where they are spawning at. Once you watch the map enough to know the spawns, you need to know when they flip to and all that stuff. Once you know where they're spawning, you need to know the common routes that they would take. Like say if we're on Nuketown, if they are spawning on the house side with the silver car by the garage, yes, the silver car. If they're spawning over there on that house behind there, they most likely tend to run through the house or on the right side, which is basically the silver car side, the garage side. That's the two common routes. They might go in through a different way, but you need to know the common routes. You need to know this for every map. I'm just using Nuketown because it's the most simplest map in the game. And this guys, this just come with playing the game. Like, this is how I learned it. I just played the game a lot. I can't tell you everything now. I can't tell you exactly where you're gonna go, what he gonna do when he get there. He might go out, do a backflip and try and shoot you with a shotgun. See, I didn't see it all now. It didn't happen to me. I've been in those situations. So once you learn the spawns, once you learn where they commonly like to go a lot, you need to watch those spots. You need to plant up. And if you don't want to get smoked, you need to sit there and pre-aim those spots. Get in a position where you can shoot them, but they can't shoot you, which is going to bring me into one of the tips that I'm going to have later on in the video. Once you know the spawns and once you know where they're going to go at, where they're going to be at, you know more than probably like 80% of the players already. Once you master those, you got to master this stuff now. But I got more tips to increase your chances of dropping a nuclear in Black Ops 3 2020-24. Now, tip number 2, you got to use a gun that you're comfortable with. Don't be using okay, let me put it like this. The gun you got to be comfortable with the gun, but the gun got to actually be good. Don't be run out there just because you're comfortable with like a weapon that only does 1 damage and you wouldn't just use it. You're gonna get smoked, because if the gun's not good, then I could just come over there with like a M8 or Man of War and gun your stuff. It don't matter how trash my aim is if you're doing 1 damage to me. So use a gun that's at least decent. When it goes against most of the other weapons, it does good. But be comfortable with it. My best tip for this would be to just find like the best gun in the game. The top weapons in this game right now to like probably get a nuke with would be like an M8, Man of War. The Man of War is actually how I got my first nuke, and I got my second nuke on Black Ops 3 using the M8. So M8, Man of War, guns like the Kuda, Razorback, BRM, those type of weapons are the weapons you want to be using, because those weapons are extremely good. And once you get comfortable with it, who's gunning you? Who is gunning you? If I put on a trash gun, they can even gun me. Also, your aim got to be good. Don't be just blaming the game or the gun. Your aim actually got to be good. Now, tip number 3, you got to be using the right streaks, man. The streaks you use got to help you get your nuke. So I recommend you using a UAV. You need to have a UAV, yes. The UAV is only like 5 kills, 500 score. If you can get this UAV, when you call that UAV in, you need to start moving. You need to like play to get a UAV. Don't do no stupid stuff. Don't be just running around. And with that UAV, you need to pick up about like 4 to 6 kills. Least amount, you need to be dropping at least 4 kills with this UAV up. It's gonna make it easier. Another streak you need to use, 100%, you need to use this. You ain't getting it. Unless you really good at the game, you're not dropping a nuke without the hater. The HARP, the advanced UAV, the VSAT, the thing that shows everything. You need this. You need this. You need this. You need this. So basically, you use your UAV to get you closer to your hater. So if you get the UAV, get 4, that's 9. The hater is only 1200 score. That is 12 kills. So if you get at least 4 kills with the UAV, now you need to you're at 9 kills. You need 3 more kills. You need 3 more kills to get the hater. You may get it before then if you've gotten a few assists. You need 3 more kills. So I need you to play for them 3 kills just like you played for that UAV. Don't do no stupid moves. Don't be just random. You gotta actually think your way into moves and stuff. Think if you're gonna push this way. Here's like a little tip that I didn't even write down. You gotta basically be like, okay, do I want to push over there, or are they gonna be planted up? So you gotta start thinking like that. Are they gonna be planted up over there waiting on me to push, or is that safe to push? Usually, if I'm playing for streaks, I would just bait the teammates the whole time. I'll make sure the teammates are in the position I want to move into first, and then I move in there. I don't just run into an open area and I have no like map awareness in that area, like whatsoever. Don't do that. Don't use no lethal streaks. None. No streaks that's gonna get kills. None of that. HCXD. Don't use a care package. None of it. Even though a care package don't get kills, but a care package might give you something. Don't use none of that. No lethal streaks. Any streak that kills the enemy, like a Cerberus, a Wraith, a Raps, Mothership, a Talon. Don't use any of it because it's gonna steal your kills and you're not gonna be able to get your nuke. That's what happened to me multiple times. I had like a Wraith up in the sky. I called the Wraith in and the Wraith stole like 40 kills. That could have been my nuke, and I was 5 off a nuke that time. I was 5 off. Imagine if the game would have not ended, I would have got my nuke easily. But when you get that hater, you need to start rushing. There ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuse. When you see that hater, when you call it in, you need to rush. You can see them, but they can't see you. Tip number 4. You need to play at your pace. Sometimes in my videos, you might be hearing me like, I hate when like people camp and stuff. If you're playing for streaks, you might need to camp. Play at your pace, whatever pace you are comfortable with, which if you're watching this video, most people are watching this video are going to be comfortable with playing more slow. They're going to get more streaks playing slow. They're going to succeed more playing slow. So I think playing slow is the way to go. But don't play slow when the hater come up. Like, remember that when the hater come up, it don't matter. Just rush. Make sure you know where they at. Sometimes you might have to press the pause menu to see the full map because you might not know how close they are. I have to do that sometimes because this map sucks in this game. It's so zoomed in for no reason. But yeah, so when you're going for that UAV, you need to play like kind of not slow but passive aggressive. You need to pre-aim. You need to do all that good stuff. You probably already know, you heard on like a million videos by now. And then once you get the UAV, you need to push, but don't push too much because someone might have ghosts and catch you lacking. So push smart, pre-aiming, still doing all that stuff that you were doing before, but just doing it quicker. Or maybe if your pace is actually fast, rush around. Maybe freezing up and playing slow is the thing that gets you smoked. Because that's what happened to me. I get smoked every time I just start camping. Every time I start pre-aiming one door for like 5 seconds, I get smoked. I need to move around. That's the only way I've always played like that since I've been playing COD. Always. I can play slow like that, but I have to be very focused. My brain doesn't flow correctly when I'm playing that slow. I need to be able to move around and stuff. All right, the last and final tip number 5. Always be like by some type of cover. Never be in the open, just sitting somewhere. Because if something goes left, you need to get out of a situation. You need to go into some type of cover. You can't get out of a situation if you out in the open. You can if you have good movement, but we're not relying on that. We're playing as best as possible. So I recommend always being by some cover unless you moving into a place that you know for a fact enemies aren't going to be, or you moving into a place to get towards the enemies, or unless you have a hater up. Even when you have a hater up, move cover to cover. Don't just be in the open, because being in the open, you probably done got jumped by 2-3 guys. It's just 3 stacking. That can all be avoided if you just had cover. You come out, pop out, smoke one, Go back in the cover. He over there pre-aim, you jump out. He don't know what's going on. You smoked him. Then you move to another piece of cover, and then you smoke the other guy. That's how you basically get rid of that whole little jumping thing that they trying to have going, is by being by cover. If you in the open, you not gunning all three of them. You're not gonna gun all three of them. Ain't no way. Cause they gonna shoot you. They just gonna shoot you. That's it. So always be by cover. Move cover to cover. Be head glitching. Be just doing the most overpowered stuff. They can't peeking left peek, right peek, jumping over stuff to see somebody, do all that. It's gonna be really annoying, and they're gonna start getting mad trying to come after you, and then when they mad, they can't even think correctly. They're gonna be getting smoked some more. So never be in the open. Now, if you use all these tips correctly, you will drop a nuke eventually. If you got to write this stuff down, go ahead and write it down to memorize. You need to memorize this stuff from important to least important. I went in order from important to least important. But anyways, that's all I have for today. If y'all want more videos like this, these type of tips and tricks kind of videos, comment down below and like the video so I know. I will be dropping videos like this in Black Ops 6. Tips and tricks of how I'm going to drop all the heat in Black Ops 6. Black Ops 6, I'm going to really drop the heat. I'm going to give y'all my knowledge. I'm going to share it to y'all what I've learned over these years of playing Call of Duty. Share it out to people who need help. If you know you're like your homie or somebody been trying to get a nuke too, share it out to them. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have learned something from it, and I hope you guys can get your first nuclear or a nuke at all. Anyways, I'm out.